Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back. I'm Mayuri Vaibhav Kulkarni from Arihant Education Foundation's Arihant College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Bowdhan, Pune. In first video, we have discussed about budgetary control techniques, meaning of budget, types of budget, and advantages and limitation of budgetary control. So now in second video, we will together solve one problem on cash budget and one on flexible budget. So I will read first problem for you. Cash budget. From the following information, prepare cash budget for the month of June and July. So this is the information given from April, May, June and July. Credit sales 80,000, 84, 90 and 84,000. Then credit purchases are given for all 4 months. Manufacturing overheads are given and sales overheads are given. Then the additional information is advance tax of rupees 4,000 payable in June and in December. Credit period allowed to debtors is 2 months. Credit period allowed by vendor or suppliers delay in payment of other expenses 1 month. Opening balance of cash on 1st June is estimated as 20,000. So for solving this problem, first, our main first priority will be to make a format of cash budget. You need to write cash budget in the books of and for the period. Then you need to write particulars and months, whichever months you are preparing budget. Then very first step will be to write opening balance given in the problem. So in this problem, they have given opening balance of the month June is 20,000. So on our very first entry will be opening balance 20,000 for the June month. Then secondly, if any cash receipts are available, that should be added one after one in the problem. Like sales can be bifurcated into two classification. First is cash sales, and the cash sales you need to mention in the receipt side. Particular column you need to divide in two parts. First is receipts and payments. So in receipt, if there are cash sales, then you need to write cash sales on that month. Cash sales means immediately you are getting paid for the sales. So you need to first write cash sales, then you need to write credit sales considering the adjustment. So in this problem, they have not given any cash sales or sales are credit, and the adjustment given is credit period allowed to debtors is 2 months. So there is a 2 months lag for the recovery of your sales. So in the month of June, what amount you will be getting? You will be getting the amount of which sales you have made in the month of April, because we are giving 2 months credit period. So whichever sales we are making in April, we will be receiving money after 2 months in the month of June. Whatever we are selling in the May, we are getting recovered in July. So in the sales column, you can write June 80,000 and July 84,000, which we actually say sold in the month of April and May, but recovering after 2 months. Whichever we have sold in the month of June and July will be recovered after 2 months. Understood? Then we need to write purchases. All the purchases are credit, and they have given adjustment that all the payments are given 1 month credit period. So whatever we have purchased in the month of May, we will pay in June, and in June we have pay for the month of in July we will pay for the June. So in purchase column you can see 64,000 and 66,000. Then manufacturing overhead and selling overhead. Same logic you need to apply, because all overheads are paid with the 1 month lag. So for manufacturing overheads, amount for June will be 2,400 and July 2,600, and selling 2,800 and 2,800. Okay, see 2,400 and 2,600, 2,800 and 800. So all these four columns are posted: credit sale, credit purchases, manufacturing overheads and selling overheads. Now let us see if there are any other adjustment given. Delay, we have considered this. No. So advance tax of rupees 4,000 is payable in June and December. So tax will you need to include in payment. So tax payable June, write down 4,000. Yes. So this adjustment is considered. Then credit period allowed considered, credit period allowed considered, and opening balance considered. So we have posted all these 4 columns. We have considered all this adjustment and additional information. Now what we need to do? We need to first make an addition of receipt column for June month. 20,000 plus 80,000, it will come to 1 lakh. Then we need to make an addition of all payment items, purchases, overheads, selling overheads and tax payable. It comes to 73,200. Then you need to deduct payments from receipt, that is I minus first minus second. It comes 26,800. The closing balance of June month is opening balance for July. So you need to write 26,800 as the opening balance for July. Then make an addition of receipt column of July. 26 plus 84, it comes to 1,80,000, 1,10,800. Deduct these expenses and you will get closing balance for July month 39,400. It will be carried forward in the month of August. Okay, understood? So this way you need to consider anything that comes in the business, any cash that is coming in the business, you need to add it in a receipt with whatever adjustment given. All payments you need to write under payment heading, and then A minus B will be getting closing balance, and closing balance for previous month will be the opening balance for next month. I hope you have understand cash budget. Now let us solve problem for the flexible budget. Prepare flexible budget for the production of 80% and 100% capacity on the basis of following information. We have given the information about production at 50%. 50% capacity. We are producing 5,000 units. For producing 50,000 capacities, 500 units, we need raw material 80% per unit, 80 per unit. Direct labor 50 per unit. Direct expenses 15 per unit. Factory expenses 50,000 fixed. Administration expenses 60,000 variable. So to solve the flexible budget, first of all you need to make format flexible budget in the books of and for the period. Then particulars capacity output unit, we have given 50% column, we need to calculate it for 80% and 100%. So if we are using 50% 5,000 and raw material that is given 80% 80 per unit. So if we need 80 unit for 1 unit of production, then for 5,000 unit we need 4 lakhs. Okay. So if we consider 50% is 5,000 unit, then 80% will be 8,000 unit and 100% will be 10,000 unit. Okay. So raw material is given 80 per unit. So 80 into 5, that is 4 lakh. Then same way you need to do that. If for 5,000 unit we require raw material of 4 lakh, then how much we will need for 8,000? That will come to 6,40,000 and 8 lakh. Okay, or rather 80 per unit is given. So 80 unit into 8,000 production, that will come to 6,40,000. 10,000 into 80 per unit will come to 8 lakh. Same for the labor, 50 per unit. So 50 into 5,000 unit is 2,25,000. So 50 into 8,000 unit will come 40,000. and 50 into 1000 unit, 10,000 unit will come to 50,000. Yeah. Then direct expenses is 15 per unit. So 15 into 5,000 is 75,000. Then 15 into 8,000 is 1,20,000 and 15 into 10,000 is 1,50,000. So you need to make addition of the raw material, labor and direct expenses. You will get prime cost for all these capacity of production. Then they have given factory expenses which is fixed 50,000 for all the capacity. So this fixed cost will remain same. Factory expenses 50% fixed, that is 50,000. So it is for 100% it is 50,000. So for 8,000 it will be 40,000 and for 5,000 units it will be 25,000. Then factory expenses is 50,000 among which 50% is fixed and that means 50% is variable. So factory cost you need to write fixed cost and variable cost. Then for administration expenses 60,000 which is completely variable. So for 5,000 unit it is 60,000. Then 40% of 60,000 is fixed, that is 24,000, 24,000, 24,000 and 60% of 60,000 that is 36,000 is variable. So 5,000 units you need 36,000. So for 8,000 units it will be 57,000 and for 10,000 units it will be 72,000. So then you need to make a total of all the columns and you will get total cost. So I hope you have understand the basic simple problem of cash budget and flexible budget. In next video we will solve some complex and with some additional adjustments. Thank you so much.